All right, I think we're live. Evening, everybody. Welcome to the show, the Comedy Meteorology Podcast. I don't know how much comedy there's going to be tonight. We do have a lot to get through on the show. Of course, today is the day of mourning for what's happened in Tumbler Ridge, and we intend to honor that a lot on the show today. So that will be a big-time topic. Thanks for coming on in. Of course, I've put a number of videos up on my other channel, which I usually reserve for this kind of material, but it's going to overlap with our live stream tonight anyways. Make sure at some point you go check out Joey Only's show on the YouTube here. I'm just setting things up. So, of course, we do have weather to talk about, as always, but there's so much more to talk about as well. And if you want to come on the show and pop in on the live stream with us, and you know me, like some of you who watch know me personally, send me a message. I'd love to send you a link there and just have a good time to sort of get people on and talk. If as long as we're saying positive things, which if you're my friend, I'll know that ahead of time. So friends, we're letting friends come on the show. Please feel free to send me a Facebook message there, reach out to me, because it's hard for me to watch the chat, but send me that and I'll just rip the link back to you and you can come on as well. We'd love to have some people pop in tonight and share some of their feelings. So, of course, the regular cast is going to be here, and at 7 o'clock we'll record the radio show as usual. That's the given around here. I'm a little bit in a strange spot right now. I mean, my dog's okay, everything's working. My dog started having some seizures last night, and I'm very concerned about it. So I have a vet appointment tomorrow, but I didn't sleep well last night. My volume's low. It says, I've been having trouble with my whole setup. Is that better if I speak directly into the microphone? Is that helping at all? Let me know there. And we'll see what we can do. I mean, I don't want to put anything up higher on the board because the board will just give us this garbledy-gook sound at that point. But for some reason, I'm not getting the volume from the board necessarily to here, and I don't know what that's about. So there's something technical going on that's been kind of bothering me for a week or two here, as a matter of fact. Yeah, Kenny's sick right now, and he's had a number of seizures. They've been not as bad as each one's come along, but yeah, it's distressing. It's awful. So amongst all the other awful news this week, there's this other awful thing where my beautiful beloved dog is not his usual self. Okay, so I'm just sharing around right now in the social media so that we can get the show out there and on the go, because as you know, the algorithms are never going to help us out very much. And that's what small time is like, especially when you're like, I'm BC broadcaster here from the middle of nowhere. It's not exactly what's trendy going on here, and I'm a little bit obtuse, so you know how it is. And there's never been a show like this, so people just don't know what to think. Like, what is comedy and meteorology, comediology? Like, they don't know what that means, and when people don't have any reference point, they don't. So just sharing the algorithm thing. We hit the like, share, subscribes, and all that stuff. And all your comments help us very much there. So almost done sharing around here. Thanks very much. And I have so much I want to show you tonight. That's why I started a few minutes early. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it immensely. I'm just trying to share some links around to everybody as well. So I'm a one-man team here. That's part of it. Part of the struggle every week. One-man team, but I get by. Hey there. Evening. Audio's fine for Ryan now. Good. Yeah, it's a little better. I'll just try to speak more directly into the mic and try to use my stage voice. My stage voice there. Mike Hoog. I actually had a buddy there growing up who's Mike Hugendam. As I grew up in the Dutch community. Absolutely there. So, all right. I think I'm about ready to start here showing you things. I'm sure at some point we're going to have our gang show up. Before we go look at any of that stuff, let's just quickly talk about a little bit of a band of, well, it's showing up on the radar as snow but it's not. That's a trick because what's happening is the radar beam. We'll click on the radar here. So here's the radar. Now, if we click on this guy and go like so, now we're going to see the beam height. So as the radar beam extends out, it's going higher and higher and higher, because of its angle. Think about a big triangle. So it's 1.6 kilometers above the air. It's measuring right there. So, 1,600 meters above you, yeah, it's probably falling as snow, right? But at 4 degrees down here, it's a trick. It's a trap. So some rainfall down through Alexandria, but it is snowing here in Wells. We are a bit colder. We are at minus 0.3. We are falling as big-time snow right now here in the Caribou Mountains there. A little fresh patting of snow moving on down through tonight. Nothing crazy on the board in that way. So we'll come back and look at this in a minute. But my phone is dinging, so I'm just going to make sure quick because I just got done telling everybody that I would love to come on. I got a teacher here. I've had people reach out to me in the last 12 hours, 24 hours, including the nurse from the gender clinic in the north, and just had some discussions with different people about many different aspects of this really, really awful story. I mean, I think a lot of us have spent time crying this week just because every detail seems worse than the last. So here's my new YouTube channel, by the way. It's growing quickly. It's a week old. 282 subscribers. Thank you. But I've put a bunch of videos up there, including investigating the tragic mental health history. And we're not going to talk about that too much tonight because I already covered it greatly. And you can go over there and watch that after we're done the show, though. Don't leave us. We got lots to talk about right now. It's going to be awesome. Trust me, if you can. Okay. Let's get right into it. Here comes Joe Stover. Thank goodness. It's been a long time since we've seen Joe Stover. He's, of course, up in Churchill, Manitoba, our first friend to join us tonight. So we'll wait for Joe to get. But we've got some new releases. And somebody, hey, Joe.
Hey, man.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. It's a bingo break. So I'm able to join you just outside of the Royal Canadian Legion in Churchill, Manitoba.
A big bingo night there at the Legion. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, good to see you, Joey.
Have you been winning, bro?
I've won twice already.
That's good.
That's more than I normally win. So, but yeah. So nice evening here. A little snowy, but that's February, baby.
So, Joe, someone had asked me today after I'd made the video about some of the mental health history of the shooter. And, there was like this angry person who like spammed a whole bunch of my posts on different things. And they're like, how come you're not talking about the victims? And what's like, well, actually, their names aren't released. And so I'm talking about what we know. And also, to me, when you do something heinous, you kind of lose your right to privacy after the fact. So
absolutely. And I mean, it's there's always something. There's always something constructive to be taken from it. I mean, obviously terrible, awfulness. Like there's no words for the awfulness, but you can't just throw your arms and say, they're just evil. Like there's the key to stopping this stuff is understanding it. And I really appreciated your video today, Joey, in that regard. I have to tell you that because it's facts, it's fact-based, and it has to be fact-based with all this emotion and everything going on, which is obviously, you can't blame anybody for feeling terrible. I feel terrible. I feel sick to my stomach, but you stop this stuff or mitigate it by understanding, and that's what we have to do.
We got to be a community. And
yes, sir.
I'm glad you're here for this because I haven't looked at this yet because I knew this would be hard. And I wanted to save this, but now, to answer the person, like, well, we didn't have the names. The perpetrator loses their right to privacy, and now we have some names though. So I think we're gonna spend some time tonight because it's the day of mourning here in BC, and find out what we know about. So this is from BBC, but they have a kind of a nice do up here. So the first two, of course, are the family members The mother of 18-year-old shooting suspect Jesse Van Rootselaar is among the victims. Jennifer Jacobs, 39, who was known as Jennifer Strang, one of two of the Van Rootselaar's family members found dead at a local residence, British Columbia Royal Mounted Police said. Van Rootselaar was found dead on the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Court documents related to a family dispute in 2015 show that Jacobs and her children spent years traveling around Canada, with the judge saying the family led an almost nomadic life. They were all over every side of Canada. So here's Emmett Jacobs, who was the 11-year-old stepbrother. This one's Kylie Smith. She was 12 years old, and she was the light in the family. She loved her family, friends, and going to school. She was a talented artist and had dreams of going to art school in the big city of Toronto. Rest in paradise, sweet girl. Then we have Abel Mwansa, who was 12. He had a beautiful smile and he loved science. He was a great soccer player who gave it his all on the pitch and was ready to jump in and help his teammates, his coach Tyler Curry told Global News. His father was a pastor, and he wrote on social media, "If I had the power to give life, I would have brought you back to life together with the others that were killed alongside you. But son, my power is limited, and seeing your child murdered at this age is heartbreaking." He had a genuine smile, and he was ambitious. This is Zoe Benoit, who was killed at the secondary school. She was so resilient, vibrant, smart, caring, and the strongest little girl you could meet. She brought so much laughter and smiles in her presence. She loved spending time with her family where she could show her love. Our family is devastated by this loss, but we will cherish her memories. She will be forever loved and never forgotten. We will miss you, beautiful girl Zoe. We love you so much. Shanda Avigana Durand, a 39-year-old, was killed. A teacher of some sort. We're grieving the profound loss of one of our union members whose life was taken, said a member of the BCGU. They worked at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. And then we have Takara Lambert, 12, and Ezekiel, 13, were both students at the school. And then there's Maya Gabala, who is still alive as far as I know and is in Children's Hospital in Vancouver.
Hanging on, baby. Hanging on.
Yeah, we had a few people join us here. So I just wanted to check because, user's Hilding. And hey, Mike McGregor.
Yeah, I don't know why. My computer, I went and reset everything, and it's supposed to give my name as my name on there, and it still always puts up the name user. I don't know what, there's something jammed in my computer.
Well, get that poem you wrote ready because we definitely want to have it during the radio broadcast, don't we?
Yeah.
Well,
No,
I'm
I
looking
have it
forward to
all ready
hearing that,
here.
guys.
It's ready to read off.
Gotta run myself. I'm looking forward to seeing this program once it's all finished. All the best, and to anybody that's out there listening. Yeah, heart goes out to everyone in British Columbia. I mean, Canada is with you. The whole world, it sounds like, is with you. So my heart is with all you British Columbians.
Check in from Bingo for 2 minutes before you, in about an hour's time there, Joe, if you could.
Can do, will do. Chat soon.
That'd be excellent. Hey, Mike.
Hey, I just wanted to mention I've been through quite a bit the last month, but my heart, my thoughts and prayers are with you, people in BC who are suffering from this disastrous tragedy. I don't have anything written, but we had a discussion about this in our church last night. So, there are people who are praying for the community and that there's hopeful help with people who do have mental health problems because, seeing this stuff in the news is just heartbreaking. It literally can happen anywhere. Doesn't matter what part of the world you live in.
Well, many of us in the show have been mental health users of various levels at various times and to various effect, and I don't want to speak for what you've gone through, Mike, but I know that this feels for us when these things happen. I haven't read this one yet either. I felt like I just wanted to see it. I wanted to react live, but this is from the neighbors. You can't blame people for mental health. Neighbors don't see Tumbler Ridge shoot him as a criminal, but as a victim. You can feel very bad about what they did, but they didn't get up in the morning thinking with a sane mind that they were going to do this. These beautiful people. 13-year-old Maya LaRock was in her art class Tuesday afternoon. Then the warning came for students to take cover, and she hid with classmates in a closet as Jesse Van Rootselaar went on a rampage, killing 5 students and a teacher. Van Rootselaar wasn't just known to LaRock. She lived just 3 doors down from LaRock on Fellers Avenue in the coal mining and outdoor adventure town of 2400. On Thursday, standing alongside her grandparents, she tearfully recounted, "We heard big bangs. And because her cell phone was in a bin, she had no way to contact the family. When the all clear was given, the students had to leave the school, hands on head, where they were gathered in a staging area. She had no way of telling her grandparents that she was safe. It was upsetting, scary, shocking," she said. And LaRock all knew the victims. Her grandparents said that they almost feel selfish in being happy that LaRock was spared, knowing other families in the community are suffering. Oh, and the survivor guilt. "I knew all of them from school or sports," said LaRock, who's as old as my daughter. "They didn't deserve that. They were so young." But despite the terror that Maya and her schoolmates faced, LaRock said they feel sympathy for Van Rootselaar, who killed her mother, Jennifer Strang, and stepbrother Emmett Jacobs in the Fellers Avenue home before going to school. Van Rootselaar committed suicide after the rampage, and they worry for the 3 children who lived in the strange Van Rootselaar home. It's been 48 hours after the shots rang out. It's still fresh and awful. Driving through, it's going to be like that for a long time. Residents are laying flowers or stuffed animals in the makeshift memorial. They refuse to speak to many of the media crew stationed themselves. They don't spare them the dirty looks or shakes of the head. Of course, Premier was there. They're going to need love and support, says Linda LaRock. You can't blame people for mental health. You can feel very bad about what they did, but they didn't get up in the morning thinking with a sane mind they were going to do this. It's very, very sad. "It's impossible to get help," said David LaRock. "There is nobody here, even in the region, even in Fort St. John, even Prince George doesn't have the resources." And my experience was I had to basically hit the exact, near-death bottom before I got any. The medical experts and the medical supports don't exist here. And Wells being a small town much like it, we're an hour out from anything. And even when you go an hour, there's not much there either. There's not much for you. So, more needs to be done in the province. And I mean, we all know that. I mean, we don't have to have the answers, I guess, today. Yeah. So that's a lot on that thread. How much more of that's relevant, I don't know. So CBC, they've also put up the identities now. We'll repeat them again. Zoe Benoit, 12. Tikaria Lambert, 12. A student. Abel Mwansa, 12. Ezekiel Schofield, 13. Kylie Smith, 12. Shanda Aviagana Durand. And then Jennifer Strang and Emmett Jacobs. Mother remembers her loud and proud daughter. Tikaria Lambert, one of the 5 students killed. Her mother called her a storm of energy who was loud and proud and always trying to make people laugh, the glue that bridged the age gaps between the older and younger siblings in her large family. She was the dork of all dorks. She had a Santa sack of every bad joke you could think of. She felt accomplished when everybody's tummy hurt, Sarah Lambert said, adding Tikaria was a tiki torch powered by love and happiness. She said it was impossible for her to accept her daughter was gone. Our family is shattered and going to take an immense amount of time to get through this. The shooter's father, Justin Van Rootselaar, has issued a statement. He says, "There are moments when words feel far too small for the sorrow we are carrying together. What has happened has left an ache in the heart of our town that will not soon fade. In a place where we all knew each other by name, where we pass one another in the grocery store and gather at the same community events, this loss feels deeply personal to all. To the families who have lost loved ones and to every person who has been affected by this senseless and unforgivable act of violence, I offer my heartfelt condolences. I cannot begin to imagine the depth of your grief. Please know you're in my thoughts and prayers, and I share in the profound sadness that has settled over our community. Of course he does. The officers were brave. Like, they were taking shots when they showed up. So shots were being fired at them, and that alone saved lives. They were there within 2 minutes. So, that's incredible. So there's a lot there. How long till we have Frankie? We still got 15 minutes till Frankie, everybody. Yeah. Hilding, do you want to do a trial run of your words you wrote?
You want me to read it off now and then later again?
I think so.
Okay. I'll pull it up here. And what affected me here was when the mother of the girl who is in critical condition in Vancouver posted that the morning started like any other, and she can't believe that how far she went in one day. And I know that exact feeling when my wife went to the hospital in Vancouver. That's what triggered me to write this poem. Okay. It's called Their Final Winter Day. It was a morning like all others. Two siblings and their mother sat to breakfast on that snowy winter's day, and when two shots were fired, nobody took notice. It was something so unexpected to happen in that place. It was a day like all others. Teenagers, sisters, brothers went to study like any day at school, and if someone had revealed that a weapon was concealed among them, they would have called him a fool. They found themselves staring down the barrel of a gun. So quickly it happened. There was nowhere to run, and someone managed to call 911. It was a day like many others for sergeants and officers doing duties and rounds like all other times, when one took a call that energized them all from the terror in the voice on the line. It was a day like any other. Paramedics, nurses, daughters did their rounds in their usual thorough way, but those who took that call could hardly believe what they saw. It was like a battle zone for which they had not been trained. And medevacs and choppers landed near the place, sounding to veterans like memories erased from the sights from hated times of war. It was a day like no other, as the news channels were smothered with warnings. Stay secure, lock your doors. Police were scrounged from all the towns around. They had one shooter and had to make sure there were no more. It was a day like any other. Then, suddenly, a mother had to fly south to the city hospital to see her daughter, whose head lay bandaged on the bed. If she'll recover, they are not even sure at all. Everybody's life has changed within a few minutes of that day, with schools shut down and many hospital stays, and 9 bodies to be laid in the ground. It was a morning, like all others, and 2 kids, a mom, and 6 others awoke to their final winter day.
Thanks, Hilding. Just leave a moment there. Okay. Next thing I do want to post around, just for the sake of responsibility, is this right here. This is from the BC government today. Supports for people in the Trumbull Ridge tragedy, but also others. I think events like this have far-reaching reverberations that sometimes trigger mental health crises long ways away. You don't have to be from BC. Trumbull Ridge is that way over the mountains here, a little ways. Not exactly neighbors, but we feel it here, and just proximity doesn't necessarily change how this might affect you. So, like, just remind you, the National Mental Health Crisis Line is 310-6789. The Suicide Crisis Line, 988. Remember that one? 988. The Indigenous Crisis Line, 1-800-588-8717. And the Kids Help Phone, 1-800-668-6868. That's 1-800-668-6868. And they take a lot of calls, So I know there's a lot we all are hoping we could do more. There is the GoFundMe for young Maya. You could help with that, of course, if you're financially well off. We're going to peek at weather for a minute here. Maybe I should just refresh this in case there's anything changed. The wind warnings for the piece have been dropped. Been slow weather talk, kind of, in southern BC lately, unfortunately. I'm sorry to switch gears so fast. We do have Frankie coming in 9 minutes, and we'll kind of go through everything again a fair bit. Cold warnings still up in the north. These are all cold warnings. Bitter cold, crazy cold, stupid cold, stupid cold. We do have air quality statement down by Golden right now.
Fog advisory, I think, for my area right now.
Bam, there it is. Fog advisory, Winnipeg. Oh my God. How controversial. Yeah, we've seen some of the snowfall warnings drop in Nova Scotia, but not in the Highlands. Cape Breton Highlands are still seeing some additional snowfall, maybe even 25 to 35 centimeters over the Highlands. Snow is continuing into Friday morning. Strong northwesterly winds this evening could lead to reduced visibilities in the snow. 10 to 25 centimeters on the east coast, west coast of Newfoundland, west coast, Joseph, west coast. Snow will intensify overnight tonight. The heaviest snowfall is expected to occur on Friday. And then up northern tip of Newfoundland there, 15 to 25 centimeters overnight tonight will end out there by Plum Point. Up on the south shore of Labrador, from Norman Bay to L'Anse-Eau Claire, 25 to 35 centimeters inland and over higher terrain, 10 to 25 centimeters coming along the coast for you there, ending overnight along the Labrador Straits, but continuing until Friday evening from Red Bay to Norman Bay. The heaviest snowfall can be expected tonight, however. Cartwright, places like that, you got freezing drizzle on the board as well as snowfall there. So for Black Tickle, that's like my favorite name for anywhere in Canada. So for Black Tickle to Rigolet out there by Cartwright, the ending overnight or early Friday morning, some freezing drizzle will continue there, Goose Bay. It's quiet week in Canada a little bit. Yeah, it's been hard to have a lot to talk about. I was trying to get to 10,000 subscribers a week ago, and it was very difficult because it's just like, man, when it's the middle of the winter, the weather gets so boring after a while. There's so little to mention. Okay, we'll come back and talk some more weather in a second here. For sure. And so there's lots of comments out there too. Only one guy can only do so many things at a time. We've still got 7 minutes till Frankie McDonald starts and we start recording the radio show. So that's the good news. That's the good news. Yeah, well, that's the good news. Okay, why don't we look at some maps briefly. And we're going to revisit a lot of the stories tonight that we were talking about. We're going to revisit all that when we do the radio show. Much of what we just talked about, we'll come back and expand on some of it and whatnot. So we will come back on topic on that as we woo. So the radio show, that goes out to 4 different radio stations: Winnipeg, Prince George, Kamloops, and down in Lillooet. And if you are down south by Kamloops or Lillooet, you should come see our band play April 2nd at the Blue Grotto in Kamloops. It's a fantastic venue. Okay, we're now full screen. Let's go. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of uninteresting things happening. There's like warm. All the United States is kind of warm up right into southern Alberta, a little bit warm. BC, warm-ish, warm-ish. And we just got some kind of like flow trailing in behind this low that's been here. It's kind of low's kind of trying to break inland now, and just some tail trailing garbage dumping on in there. The storm in Newfoundland's going to move out there soon. Yeah, not much left there. Not much left there. Off
Hey,
goes
Joey,
the-
I'm gonna probably head out because my bedtime's around 9 now. So,
All right, buddy. You have a good night, Mike.
yeah, I'll
Hey, Mike.
try to come on full night one of these nights.
You do what you need to do, Mike. You take care, buddy.
Thanks.
All righty. Into the weekend here, we got looks like maybe some thunderstorm activity from Texas on up into Oklahoma there towards the Mississippi Valley. A little bit of snowfall in southern BC. There's a mixed. See, the problem is, like, we've had this low we're expecting off the coast, and every day it's kind of shifted a little bit as to where it's going to go. It was kind of down off the California coast more proper yesterday, and today it's kind of it was up here, but now it's here with the latest model run. So basically, it's kind of an insignificant low, and it's not doing that much, but it will put some snow into southern BC this weekend. Not a great amount, as you can see. Kind of the most of the action's up along the Oregon coast there, so it is kind of down there in the south. And again, the coastal BC takes a fair bit of a wash. And then look at this. Look at all down the U.S. So, look at it. You can, first of all, you can see these tight isobars. There's cold in behind that. Going to be cold, 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 cold. It wants to come into BC. Hopefully it can't. Low here is shoveling the nonsense in. So you can see a lot of snowfall into California. So it's definitely cold enough that the mountains down there are taking snow. A lot of precip down there. They haven't had the fire season that they've had in past years down there. Look at that. See a little bit more snow sometime midweek in southern BC, but the real show is further south of us. Well, I'm worried that low is going to drag that cold air down in on us, and it's been a matter of much debate. This makes me feel like we got a couple cold nights at least into BC. Look at that low. We're just too far north of it. Maybe southern BC, though, will get lucky and get a little bit of snow, even if we here in Wells don't. Southern Alberta looks like it might take some. There's a new low developing next week there. Looks kind of impressive. Look at that warm sector bulging out in front. The cold is getting drawn on down. There it goes into towards the Great Lakes there. It's into Minnesota. Boom, rain on the bottom side of it there. Snowfall on the top. Heavy band of snow there. Just south of Manitoba. Manitoba might get a miss on that one sometime midweek. Might get a miss on that one. BC, it looks, this model seems to think we're going to be a little bit cold there. So we're going to have to, we're going to check a few models tonight and see what is the latest update. Are we going to get a cold snap or what? What do you think, Hilding? Cold snap coming? What does the farmer in you say?
Well, I imagine that we have to get a cold snap sometime, and if we're following the pattern of the past couple of years, rather than the pattern that we have had like 10, 15 years ago, then in the last 2 or 3 years, we've had our cold spell has been in February or early March.
There has been some like that. That is true. I think we're going to see temperatures go down. I'm still on the fence if we're not talking, because some of the temperatures out there are in like the minus 30s, and I just don't see that coming into BC yet. I mean, maybe Fort Nelson or Fort St. John. Sure. Ooh, that's a good looker too. So after that storm comes through California, finally gets into a nice Colorado low, comes right back to the Great Lakes, and there once again Ontario is going to get smashed by the 20th sometime. Newfoundland getting smashed by the one before that. So they've had the real show out there all winter long. See, look at this. We're not going to stay cold for long, at least, no matter what the case is. So we may have a couple days there around the 20th where temperatures are down at night, but I think if that low can kind of break in, boom, look at that. Great big low. I mean, that's far out, so that may or may not be like that, but that's a warming trend. That's what that is. Those are big lows. That's a big warming trend. This is a GFS model, so we'll look at something else after, but for now, we're looking at the GFS. We've only got a few minutes before Frankie now. Coming into Frankie, look at that cold air up there. It's like into the friggin' minus 50 to 60 wind chills in those whites there. And meanwhile, much of the piece, Alberta's pretty nice there. More winter-like in eastern Canada, more winter-like. And here comes Frankie already. Here we go. We're 6:50. Oh, my gosh. It's time already. We're not going to find out. Oh, BC does seem to get a little bit cold. Little bit. But it isn't going to come all the way in. No, it's not coming all the way in. Just a little bit. just a little bit, but it doesn't come all the way in. So yeah, temperatures will go down. Between 20 isn't too bad. If I get a night of 20 or below here in Wales, I'm not complaining too much, at all. Frankie McDonald, the man. Okay,
Yes.
well it's 7:00, buddy. Should we make a radio show?
Yes, let's do it now.
Let's do it right now. Okay. Hi, everybody in Prince George, especially, but also to our listeners in Winnipeg and also to our listeners in Kamloops and also in Lillooet. This is the Comedy Meteorology Report. I am Joey Only here in Wells, BC, and this is the Thursday night, February the 12th. It's the National Day of Mourning, as a matter of fact, or at least the Provincial Day of Mourning, I should say, for the tragedy that's happened in Tumbler Ridge. So in the pre-show, we've been looking at some of that, the stories and names, and we're going to look at some of that in the episode as well today, while we also try to give you some of our usual weather updates from the past week. Of course, I have the man with us, as always, Frankie McDonald, and we got...
last Thursday, Image did a podcast because Brandon didn't show up last Thursday. Image could be doing podcasts again.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I guess they've abandoned me, but okay. So anyways, we got Hilding here, and we're going to talk with Hilding. We got you, Frankie McDonald. We're going to go with that. So here's the titles.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather or not.
Guess what, Frankie? Brandon's here. See?
Last week, Brandon was on Image's podcast.
Told you. No, I was just kidding when I said he abandoned us. And anyways, welcome back, Brandon Howe. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it's a tough topic tonight. Before we sort of get on with the usual, I want to take a minute and repeat a few things from the pre-show. We are, of course, on the day of mourning for Tumbler Ridge tonight, and I do want to review just the names of the people who we lost as a matter of mourning and take a minute here just to reflect on that. So here we are, Comedy Meteorology Report. I'm Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude. Welcome to the show. You're listening to us on C4 88.7 FM, CKUW 95.9, CFBX 92.5, and CHLS 100.5 in Prince George, Winnipeg, Kamloops, Lillooet. Welcome to the show. You're watching us on Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel live Thursday night. Okay, who are the victims of the shooting? We went over this, and I could barely do it without crying. That was a good practice run. Maybe I can keep it together now. The first two we're going to remember are, of course, the family members of the suspect, Jesse Van Rootselaar. That's his mother, Jennifer Jacobs, 39. He was known as Jennifer Strange. Of course, Van Rootselaar himself was found dead on the scene from an apparent self-inflicted wound. And they had a fairly nomadic life, somewhat of a difficult life. Van Rootselaar also killed his 11-year-old stepbrother, Emmett Jacobs, who was at the residence, RCMP confirmed. Tonight we'll remember Kylie Smith, who was among the 12 victims, killed at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, a 12-year-old. She was a light in our family. She loved her family, friends, and going to school, her family said in a tribute shared by the police. She was a talented artist and had dreams of going to art school in the big city of Toronto. Rest in paradise, sweet girl. Our family will never be the same without you. Another is Abel Mwansa, who was a 12-year-old boy and is being remembered for his beautiful smile and his love of science. He was a great soccer player who gave it his all on the pitch and was ready to jump in and help his teammates, his coach Tyler Curry told Global News. His father was a pastor, or is a pastor, and wrote on social media, "If I had the power to give life, I would have brought you back to life together with the others that were killed alongside you. But son, my power is limited, and seeing your child murdered at this age is heartbreaking." He told CBC News that his son was ambitious and had a genuine smile, which he often flashed. Next, we'll remember Zoe Benoit, who was 12. She was killed at the school, the RCMP confirmed. She was resilient, vibrant, smart, caring, and the strongest little girl you could meet, Benoit's family said in a statement shared by police. She brought so much laughter and smiles in her presence. She loved spending time with her family where she could show her love. Our family is devastated by this loss, but we will cherish her memories with us so close to our hearts forever. She will be forever loved and never forgotten. We miss you, beautiful girl Zoe. We love you so much. Shanda Aviagana Durand is the name of the teacher or teaching assistant or educator, I guess we can say, who was also killed at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. BC General Employees Union posted a tribute saying, "We are grieving the profound loss of one of our union members whose life was taken in this terrible event. Shanda Aviagana Durand, 39, was a member of BCGEU and worked at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. We extend our deepest condolences to the family, friends, co-workers, and all whose lives she touched. Two more victims who I don't know much about include Takaria Lambert." Actually, we do have a fair bit, but that's in a different article. We'll come back, maybe talk about that again later. And Ezekiel Schofield, who's 13. This particular article doesn't have much on her. But also, there is Maya Gabala, who people thought was dead, but actually survived the ordeal of air transport after taking, I believe, 2 bullets in the head. This young girl has a GoFundMe right now that people have been pouring into. It's an easy find on the internet. Look for Maya, Tumbler Ridge, GoFundMe. It will come up, I'm sure, almost sincerely. And certainly, she was 12 years old. She was airlifted to a children's hospital in Vancouver. She is fighting for her life right now. Her mother has asked for prayers for her daughter. She is outgoing and loves sports. She is pictured in many photos wearing ice hockey gear. Okay, we'll come back to some of that in a little bit, including some words that Hilding wrote. Hilding wrote a song, and he asked me what I thought, and I said, you should just make it a poem for the first week and include music after if you do it all. So he's going to recite it as a poem tonight, and I feel that's important. But we're going to come back to the star of the show, of course. We're a little late, Frankie. Sorry for making you stand out in the cold in Sydney, Nova Scotia so long, but I really needed to take that moment to just acknowledge how heartbroken and how much a lot of us have cried, including myself, this week. And we'll switch gears here for a second. We love you, Frankie. It's good to see you, buddy.
On April 2nd, you'll be playing in band.
I'll be playing in Kamloops on April 2nd, Frankie. Can't wait. Can't wait. At the Blue Grotto. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Here's the Frankie intro. Let's do this first because it's great.
Frankie!
Can you yodel for us?
Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
Frankie McDonald, how are you doing so far out there in
I'm
Sydney?
doing great so far. I got cooler
Hey.
weather heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia tomorrow. Then you got a lot of rain heading for Texas this weekend coming Saturday, Sunday. It's going to head towards Arkansas this Sunday coming. It's going to head towards Tallahassee, Florida, and Panhandle, Florida. And a lot of rain and it's heading towards North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Then you got really heavy rain heading for Los Angeles, where Trevor used to live, on Monday, on February the 16th. That's President's Day. And Trevor's getting so much rain for the whole week next week from Trevor's old hometown. And it's going to bring so much rain in California. And snow up in the mountains of California next week. It's going to bring so much rain in Oregon and Washington. It's going to turn really cold in Vancouver, British Columbia. Brandon Houck's hometown is going to turn really cold this Tuesday coming. It's going to get really cold weather. And Brandon Houck's hometown of Brooks, Alberta is going to turn really cold weather. Calgary, Medicine Hat, Edmonton, Red Deer, Lethbridge, Crow's Nest Pass is going to turn really, really cold weather out in Alberta. Their comfort days are over in Alberta. It's going to turn really cold, but my weather forecast for Calgary and those
Comfort days
places
are
coming up
over.
for Tuesday. It's going to bring so much snow in Calgary and all those places. Then I'll be return of winter in Alberta.
The comfort days are over, Brandon. You heard it. You heard it
Even
here
Vancouver's
first.
getting snow. later next week.
Yeah, it's possible, eh? It's possible. It's gonna get cooler in BC. I consent to that.
It's going to turn really cold in Montana next week, in Idaho, and all across Utah, Nevada, even Las Vegas might even get snow next week. And
Would
Reno,
you bet on
Nevada,
it?
Carson City, and all those places. And Gary and Dino's hometown might even get cold weather too, and some snow and rain. In northern Arizona, it's going to bring really cold weather. It's starting off warm weather. Then it's going to turn really cold and rainy and stormy in California. Then Texas is going to turn really hot in Texas. In the state of Texas, like Houston, where Trey Campbell lives in Dallas, and Austin. Austin is Trey Campbell's new hometown. And Mexico is really hot right now. And did you hear about this? It's lots of cold weather up in northern Ontario as well, where Jamie Clump, the host of Kinsey Clump, lives, and Mark Kinsman, the host of Kinsey Clump, lives. In Mexico, lots of hot weather in Mexico right now. And up around Central America, there's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Panama right now. Guatemala's a little bit of showers for forecast. Those Costa Rica, El Salvador, Niger, Honduras. A lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Panama right now. And there's a lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Venezuela, Amazon rainforest, Brazil. So it's Colombia, parts of Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, parts of Peru. In northern Chile right now, it's really dry there. In northern Argentina, gets lots of rain in the forecast. Central Argentina got showers forecast. A lot of rain in southern Chile. And snow up in the mountains. A lot of rain up in the mountains in Chile too. It's summertime there. In Indonesia, Argentina, Stanley, Falkland Islands got some warm weather there in the forecast as well. Indonesia, Argentina, up around Europe, there's a lot of rain heading towards cold weather in London, UK, and all those places. Lots of rain in UK and snow up in the mountains, including Wales, Scotland, Ireland. In Northern Ireland, they got snow in Ireland this Saturday coming. It's going to bring really cold temperatures and very, very windy and rainy in Spain, Portugal, and parts of Morocco. In France and all those places, it's getting cold in France and Italy. A lot there was snow earlier in Olympics in Italy. Lots of in Croatia and Bosnia, they got some rain and snow in the forecast. And up Norway, Finland, Sweden is rain in coast areas. There's snow up in the mountains in Norway. And lots of flurries in Finland, Sweden as well. Then it got some lots of rain and snow heading towards Germany, Poland. It got a big storm in western Russia heading towards Moscow. And St. Petersburg is really cold. In Turkey, lots of rain in the forecast. And snow up in the mountains of Turkey and even Syria and all those places. And weather all across East Asia is. Lots of rain going on in Japan. Southern Japan, it gets snow squalls in northern Japan. It gets snow. And in eastern Japan, it gets rain in forecast. And South Korea is really going to turn really cold. South Korea, North Korea. Vladivostok is really cold too. So is Mongolia, Yakutsk, Magadan, Norilsk, and all those places. Temperatures are going to gradually warm up in Yakutsk in March. Wuhan, China is milder, and they got rain head towards Wuhan, China this Sunday coming. It's really cold in Beijing, China. In Hong Kong, all those places, it's really, it gets dry and warm there right now. A lot of rain and thunderstorms in the Philippines right now, Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. Up around Vietnam, Laos, a little bit of showers forecast. In Cambodia, Thailand, it's in the dry season, a little bit of showers forecast. So it's Bangladesh and Myanmar. In India, they're in the dry season right now. Sri Lanka, it's lots of rain and thunderstorms in Sri Lanka. And Nepal is lots of dry air in Nepal. It's cold in Tibet. And Pakistan is really dry. So is Afghanistan. Lots of rain heading towards parts of Iran. It's dry in Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Israel, and all those places. Is Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Oman, Yemen, Qatar, and all those places. It's really dry there right now. Over in Northern Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, all those places drier than normal. So it's really dry in Sahara Desert right now. And the weather all across Southern Africa, there's a cyclone going to bypass Mozambique. It's going to go out to sea. And a lot of rain thunderstorms going on in Mozambique, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Congo, Angola, Gabon, and all those places. And northern Namibia, lots of rain thunderstorms going on forecast. In South Africa, lots of rain and thunderstorms in South Africa right now. It's Southern Hemisphere summer. And weather all across Northern Australia. It's really cold in Perth, Western Australia right now. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Darwin, Australia. In Townsville, Australia. Cairns, Australia, and Queensland. In Sydney, Australia, there's a little bit of showers. So forecast those Melbourne, Brisbane, and all those places. And Tasmania as well. In weather in Southwest Pacific, lots of rain and thunderstorms. Lots of rain and wind in Wellington, New Zealand, Gisborne, New Zealand, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, Napier, New Zealand, and Invercargill. It's going to bypass Invercargill. It's going to hit Christchurch and Dunedin, not Queenstown, New Zealand. Lots of rain and forecast in parts of New Zealand. In Antarctica, it's starting to gain some darkness in Antarctica in the second half of February. Then it got total solar eclipse heading towards parts of Antarctica and partial solar eclipse for McMurdo Station, Palmer Station, Emerson Scott Sopo Station on Tuesday, February 17, 2026.
That's right, eh, Frankie? That's right.
You got the Frankie videos.
I do have the Frankie video. Do you want to watch at the end of the episode, or do you want to do it now?
Do it now.
Okay, we'll do it now. Sounds like a good idea, Frankie. We got the Frankie video of the week. It's a special one I put together. No music in this one this time, Frankie. Just good times. Of course, it'll take me a minute to dig it up because I wasn't exactly ready at this second, which I should have been ready at this second because.
And it's confirmed snowstorm for February 17th canceled for Nova Scotia.
It's canceled. Yeah, okay, there you go. Well, I got Frankie in February right here. I got it. This is the brand new Frankie video of the week, everybody. Frankie McDonald video.
High percentage of AI videos are on social media these days. And here's me wiggling my fingers. I am not AI. Here's me wiggling my fingers all together. And I got something to say. When I do my weather reports and my comedy videos and my dancing videos, it's not AI at all because so many people are saying my videos are AI these days. And so many people in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania, even Antarctica are saying my videos are AI these days. And there's a high percentage of AI videos on social media these days all across North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania, and even Antarctica. Here's my prediction. AI is going to kick up in super high gear. It's going to get AI videos are going to be kicking up to really, 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 really high gear for the next few years, the next few decades, and next few centuries, and millenniums, and trillenniums. And AI is going to get higher and higher, 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 non-stop. AI is going to get really high. It's going to get extreme percentage of videos that are AI on social media these days. It's getting higher. But my videos are not AI at all. Here's me wiggling my fingers. There's so many people around the world, all across 7 continents, saying my videos are AI, but it's not true. Hey everybody, I'm showing you the Mayflower I'm on right now. Things are great so far. Indonesia's well overdue for a massive earthquake. It's going to bring 9.0 greater magnitude earthquake or even 7.0 greater magnitude earthquake. I want every single person in Indonesia to start doing the earthquake drills. If you're indoors, go underneath the tables, go underneath the chairs. If you're outdoors, don't go inside the building for an earthquake. The earthquake can damage a lot of buildings that can knock out power. All you guys in the mall, things are going great so far. Massive snowstorms headed towards Nova Scotia on Tuesday, February 17, 2026. It's going to bring 30 plus centimeters of snow or more. Winds are going to be really strong, especially in Halifax and Cape Breton, including Sydney. The streets, roads, highways, and trains cannot be snow covered. They'll be hitting Charlottetown, Summerside, Moncton, New Brunswick, Shediac, New Brunswick, Shelburne, Yarmouth. Be prepared. And Cape Breton and Sydney, Nova Scotia, have your winter gear ready. Have your shovel, snow scoop, snow blower, snow plow, salt trucks ready as well. Have your everything ready. Have your emergency heat pumps ready to keep your house warm. Drink a lot of green tea, white tea, red tea to keep you warm as well. Even if everybody lives in Nova Scotia, be prepared. Southwest coast of Mexico had a 5.7 magnitude earthquake just now. It did a lot of damage to the buildings in southwest coast of Mexico. It was really bad. Did some damage to the buildings and things like this in southwest coast of Mexico. Hey everybody, it's Frank now. Things are great so far. See how you doing. Heavy snows headed towards Montreal, Quebec on Tuesday, February 10, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Montreal and the surrounding areas, including St. Anne de Bellevue, where Face Sky Show lives. Heavy rains headed towards Los Angeles, California on Tuesday, February 10, 2026 during evening hours in Los Angeles and surrounding areas. It's going to bring lots of rain and Long Beach, California, Ventura, California, including Burbank, California, Glendale, California, Hollywood, California, including Corona, Anaheim, Orange County, Victorville. Heavy snows head towards Nova Scotia on Wednesday, February 11, 2026. Heavy rains head towards Los Angeles, California on Monday, February 16, 2026. Hey everybody, my dad, Frank McDonald, released his new song on his SoundCloud, Missing Mist, Beginning of the End.
Beginning of the end, Frankie.
I'm
Did you like
showing
my
you
mix?
pictures in Sydney up by Dooley's.
Oh, you're at Dooley's tonight, are you? When you're showing us, keep telling us so that we can see the image. Keep talking to the radio listeners.
That's Dooley's in Sydney.
Yeah, what do they do in Dooley's, Frankie?
They play pool and watch hockey and things like this. I'm showing you Sydney, Nova Scotia, Pitt Street.
There's downtown Sydney, Nova Scotia, friends. How many people live in Sydney, Frankie?
Over 30,000 people within Sydney alone.
That's a huge city. Real big town you got there, Frankie.
I'm showing you Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney, Nova Scotia, Frankie. Are you going to walk over to the A&W next? What are you going to do next?
That means a Brandon Houck report's coming up.
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, there is something to what you just said there about the Brandon Houck report being on the way. But first, before Brandon is permitted to be on the show, he must answer the skill testing quiz question. Are you ready for your skill testing quiz question, Brandon?
Yes.
Are you there, Brandon?
The guy who runs trivia every day now. Yes, bring it on.
That's right. I got a trivia question for the trivia master. What is orange and has 14 really bad jokes?
Oh,
Like
Brandon Houck does.
The
yes.
Brandon Houck report.
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
Brought to you by
Smoking good barbecue.
I mean, it's been a bad week over here in British Columbia, Brandon. And the one maybe you could contribute is
yes.
some bad jokes tonight to
Yeah,
cut the tension a little bit.
Yes. So last week I got hit with the plague. Oh yeah, knocked me down for 5 days. But I still did radio, so I was still able to do radio shows. But it sounded really bad.
At least inside your own head.
Inside my own head, I sounded terrible. Everybody thought I sounded fine. But
yeah, it's because
I'm
we hear our nasal resonance, right?
Yeah.
Inside our head, and it's like sounds awful to us, but to the outside world, it just sounds like you for the most part.
Oh yeah. And then the fever hit, and then the chills hit, and I was blowing my nose last Tuesday every 2 minutes. So it's definitely not show material.
For most shows.
For most shows. For radio, it was perfect. For TV or any YouTube or anything like that, yeah, not great. But
we like it nasty around here.
I was gonna do that one show last Tuesday, but I had to cancel because I was blowing my nose every single time. So then I had to move it to the Thursday. That was the day when I finally felt like myself again a week ago. But then we had record daytime highs. I'd say we were like hottest place in Canada 3 days in a row this last week, which is fantastic, I guess, if you say. And we also had temperatures pushing, record highs at least 3 times, pushing 18, 19 degrees. So phenomenally warm, especially for this time of year. And now that's all going to change now that I'm back. So, as Frankie mentioned at the top of the show, the holiday of nice warm weather is coming to an end. And like what I call full spring, that's what I'm calling it. Full spring is coming to an end as we go to
the time of comfort, he called it.
Yes, the time of comfort, where you can go outside in this and just walk around and feel great. And the dude riding the bike around town with the music blasting. Everybody had a little spring in their step in these last couple of weeks. No doubt about that. But as Frankie says, the time of comfort is coming to an end. So I'm going to talk a bit about that. I'm also going to talk a bit about the cold air mass across the north, how cold it's going to get tomorrow in Cambridge Bay. None of it, because earlier this week they've had wind chills of minus 64 earlier this week, and we're going to see those kind of temperatures again tomorrow. So across British Columbia, unsettled conditions continuing. We've got a weak little clipper moving across northern Alberta, and we've got still some stormy conditions. But finally, you're going to warm up in Ontario this upcoming week, get above the freezing mark for a change compared to being below freezing for the last couple of weeks. We've had some fog in southern Manitoba today, and you probably get more fog again tomorrow as you're kind of in that clash between the warmer air and the colder air. And when you ever get that clash and you got snow on the ground, you get fog. And that's been the story there across Manitoba in the last number of days. And for us here in Brooks, we got back up to 10 degrees again this afternoon on the 12th of February, which is pretty phenomenal stuff indeed. But as Frankie said, it's all going to change. And tomorrow, Cambridge Bay. So they're going to see their temperature fall to minus 47 degrees by the afternoon. And yet in the wind chill, it's going to feel the minus 60s by tomorrow afternoon. So it is going to be absolutely, yeah, I would not want to go outside in that tomorrow at all. No. So that's going to be the case there. And then as we go through Saturday, we have this weak disturbance that is going to try to sneak out of the Rockies. We're going to get a bit unsettled through the BC interior with rain or snow. Still warm across southern Alberta, but we're going to be watching areas near Calgary for maybe a few snow showers sneaking on through Saturday. But what I'm keeping my eye on is going to be early next week as that colder Arctic air mass descends from the north. So Sunday still on the mild side, still above average. So we've got the weekend still holding on to the... I know there's an ice fishing tournament here this weekend, so we'll see how that plays out. But as we go into Monday, this is when we get the easterly winds kicking up, the Arctic air blasting down from the north, so we get upslope enhancement. We got a low-pressure system developing in areas of Washington State, and that is going to spread snow into southern Alberta. At this time, we're looking at 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on Tuesday of next week, and the cold air mass really starting to take over Tuesday and into Wednesday with daytime highs in the minus teens. So we're going to be going from way above average to below average temperatures as we go into next week here in Alberta. So that is the end of fake spring, and we're into our second winter. That's what they call it on the meme there, second winter. And then third spring will arrive maybe later, probably March at some point there. So I've missed a lot of jokes, haven't I?
We need it this week, man.
Yes. So
it's been a sad week.
It has.
Make us laugh if these jokes are capable of it.
It has. So here we go. We'll go February 1st here. So what happens when a snowman throws a tantrum?
Oh, he melts down.
Yeah, he has a meltdown.
Yeah, see?
Pretty good there.
Trivia master.
So Groundhog Day. So this is February 2nd. So I told a bad chemistry joke once, and I got no reaction. Yeah. No reaction on that one. Nope. And then February 3rd. What do you call a deer with no eyes?
Oh, usually I have something really funny.
You did add something funny for this one.
I know, and
you put it on the comments there, yes.
What did I say? Tell me, remember? Do you remember what I said?
That was the day when I was...
I can't remember what I said, but I know it was funny. I think that was the one when I was like, I own Brandon's joke today.
Yes, that was the one.
Yeah.
I forget now.
You forget. So it's no idea. That's right. Is that?
Oh, yeah, no idea.
No
right?
idea. Yes. That's right.
We'll see if you remember that. Okay. And then you tried to get this one too. What's the most patriotic sport?
Certainly, it's MAGA touch football.
As in flag football, yes.
Yeah.
Anyways. So then here's the jokes that you missed. Okay, here we go. So what do you get when you cross a fish and an elephant?
Oh, a tomato.
Swimming trunks.
Ah, swimming. Good. Yeah, I needed that one.
That's a good one. Okay.
That's perfect.
All right. What sits on the seabed and has anxiety?
Oh, an octopus. Nope.
Call that one a nervous wreck. Yes.
Oh, a nervous
All right.
wreck. Oh, I was so
Yes.
close. I always get it wrong. I'm
So close. That's the 6. Okay, here's the 7th. Oh, you should get this one. What's the most detail-oriented ocean?
the Pacific Ocean.
Yes, there we go. There we go. It's on the 7th. Okay, here we go to the 8th. What was the Little Sweet Potato's favorite book?
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know because I have to know a lot about books, which I do, but probably not the book they're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Green Eggs and Yam. Yes. That's a classic.
That is a
All right.
classic.
We're into the 9th here. Here we go. What kind of jewelry do rabbits wear?
I'm not aware that
Not
rabbits
aware,
wore
yeah.
jewelry.
14 karat
Carat.
gold.
Right. Carat gold.
Here we go.
Yes.
There we go. All right. What does Rockin' Robin do when she's bored?
Eats worms. Dances to the. I'm still looking through our group chat. I'm scrolling way back. I'm like, where is that joke?
Oh, it was on a post that I made. You're gonna be there for a long time.
But I thought I actually.
Oh yeah,
there was
you
a-
probably posted it.
There was a
in
day
there,
where
yeah.
I clipped it and I put it in our group chat and I was like, I own Brandon's joke, and that was it. And then
Yeah.
oh well.
So yeah, for the
I'm
10th one, that's
defeated.
the answer is tweet. There we go. That's what
Of
Rockin' Robin
course.
does. Tweet.
Mm.
Right.
That's good.
Formerly
All right.
the X formerly known as Tweet.
Mm-hmm. The 11th. Here we go. I have to say, last week's we were way better than this week so far. So, what's the Bee's favorite Disney movie?
I don't know, but it's B rated.
Beauty and the Bees.
It's not Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Beauty and the Bees.
In the bees.
All right. What do you give? This is today. Here we go. The 12th. What do you give the dentist of the year?
Plaque.
Not just a plaque. A little plaque. Just saying. There we go.
A little one, right? Yeah.
A little
Little
black, yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. What did the tree say to the lumberjack on Valentine's Day? We're on the 13th here. Here we go.
Oh, what did the tree say? The lumberjack on Valentine's Day. Don't chop me to death with that axe like so many men are known to do.
Mm. Well.
No, it wasn't that.
No, it's you've got me all a flutter. Ah.
That was a weak one. That was pretty weak, that last one. Some
All
good
right.
ones this week, though.
Oh, here we go. 14th. We're not done yet. Here we go. 14th.
It's the Valentine's love joke. Here we go, finally.
Yep. What's the best Valentine's Day dinner?
Well, I don't know. For the last 5 years, I just ate a plate of French fries or something by myself, like some bachelor. Like a bachelor. What do we eat? We eat those turkey pies sometimes, and we get microwave dinners. There's no love in my life.
Yeah. It's a hearty one.
Oh, yeah.
Hardy
see?
one, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, this week's wasn't that great. I have to say the last week of January is the best one so far.
That was a good week. It definitely was a good
That was a
week.
good week. Next week, we'll see. Might be a couple, but anyways, I'm gonna have to slip out here. So it was a late night last night, but thinking of everybody up in Tumbler Ridge and all across British Columbia.
Yeah, glad to have you, Brandon. Thanks for lightening up my day a little bit, buddy.
Anytime.
Appreciate it. All right,
I better
have a
see
good
you
night,
play
kids.
some
We'll see.
trivia next week.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. Okay.
For my Mick trivia. All right.
Oh yeah, the Mick trivia, even right. What will give you a heart attack? that one gets Brandon out of here. All right, let's move on to the rest of the show here, and there's some things. So we have mentioned at the top of the show, of course, the names of the victims. I think I'll take a minute just to repeat that here for you radio listeners and move into our next little segment here. We have a Hilding wrote a song, and he asked me, like, what do you think of this? And I said, I think I just want to hear you say it. I don't want to hear you sing it yet. Just want to hear the words. So I think we're going to get Hilding to do that, and we'll just take a second now to remember again Zoe Benoit, who's a 12-year-old student. Her loved ones described as resilient, vibrant, smart, caring, and the strongest little girl you could meet. Tikaria Lampert, 12, as a student. Her mother, Sarah, described her daughter in an interview as a tiki torch powered by love and happiness. Abel Mwansa, 12-year-old student. His father told CBC News he was a bright, ambitious boy. He was the one who loved science. Ezekiel Schofield, 13, a student. Kylie Smith, a 12-year-old student. Her family said she was a talented artist who dreamed of a one day studying in Toronto. Shanda Aviagana Duran, 39, an educator. Her family declined to comment, but one student said she and the other staff at the school were the heroes. So you can only imagine what we might find out in time. Not important today, but apparently Shanda did something the students think is heroic, so she deserves a star next to her name. Then there's also the two victims from the home on Fellers Avenue that were the family. That's Emmett Jacobs, the stepbrother, who was 11, and Jennifer Strang, 39, the mother of the shooter. So we'll visit some more of these details here in a minute, but I think we'll give a second here. We haven't talked to you in a while, Hilding, and I know you're intimately connected to the Peace region as it is. So, I mean, I'd like to hear your thoughts in general before you share your poem with us.
Yeah, well, I spent a month one time in Tumbler Ridge doing screw pilings on a pipeline going through that region, and past that high school every day. I know that street. And one thing that I noticed about Tumbler Ridge is that it does seem to be a place that is somewhat oppressive this time of year. In a valley in the mountains and kind of not the best weather and everything. So, and this time of year is known to be the oppressive time of year yet. So that kind of compounds on realizing what brought this to a head. You know, anybody who is suffering mental problems is going to have them compounded this time of year, let alone in a lonely place that has a tendency to be even drearier than some others.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Yeah, at Tumbler Ridge is kind of in the bottom corner off the edge of the map for most of the Peace River people, and yet the Peace River area embraces it as a member of its community anyway. It's kind of different up there. You don't hear a lot about Tumbler Ridge, but then some people are very attached to it.
Well, even when I spent a lot of time in the Peace, and it is, as you say, it's just sort of the second thought. It's over there. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
The other communities are all sort of this triangle. right, of Dawson Creek and Chetwynd and Fort St. John. And then you have this other triangle that goes out to Chetwynd that you don't really have a reason to go that way. You just don't.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing though is the Peace River country supports Tumbler Ridge totally when something like this happens.
Of
And I
course.
saw that immediately with my friends in Fort St. John the minute this came up. The people weren't belittling Tumbler Ridge or saying, "Oh yeah, it happened down there and it's not part of us." There was none of that. They were right with sympathizing with everybody, trying to find out what to do, making sure that people knew that they were safe and they didn't feel threatened. And I like that about the Peace River country, that even though Tumbler Ridge is kind of off to the side, doesn't always get noticed, when they have drama, the rest of the piece is there to support them. I really appreciated that.
But you make a fair point how it is a very isolated town. It is an isolated community, so it would be difficult for a lot of people, even people who are, not diagnosably mentally ill, to get through this time of the year without feeling some of the effects of the winter.
Yep.
January 21st, I think it was, whatever it was, the Monday there a couple weeks ago. It's considered the most depressing day of the year as it is.
Hmm.
That would be the 19th, I think. It was January the 19th, the most depressing day of the year officially. Like they've done studies on this and they found out that's the day where depression hits its max. People are like wintered out. And the most, people with a lack of light or whatever, the length of the winter, that's the statistically most depressed day.
Yeah.
Right. So, there's a hard time of year just to get through in general. And in remote communities can be especially difficult. And, we feel that living in remote communities ourselves.
Yeah.
It's understandable. And then you always have that, one or two people who don't really fit in the town. And, you don't really know what to do with them always. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
all very, it's not, there's no simple answers in the story. There's no,
Well, I mean, I find I'm seasonally affected with my depression. I have to fight it more in the wintertime. And, I can understand why people who get frustrated with something like that maybe have tried to use some kind of drugs to bolster it, will find they come to a breaking point and do something drastic that,
well, what's clear from my research, as you've seen, was that
Mhm.
this person was on Reddit talking about using combinations of recreational drugs along with the antipsychotics that they were taking, and that's a disastrous combination. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of mental health topic to have, and we don't have a crazy amount of time to dig into it all, at least for the radio broadcast. Um, but I mean, here's the root of the issue, right? And people in the
yeah.
community understand that, according, from what I've read. People in the community have been saying things like, we don't see our perpetrator as a criminal. We feel that they're a victim of their own way, and the horrible reality is sometimes people have so much horror and suffering inside that
Yeah.
they want to share that with everybody before they go. And now we all have experienced a piece of that. And it came at a time of the year when, like you, I've been like grinding through the last few weeks, like, ooh, oh boy,
Yeah.
it's still winter out there. Holy, at least everything's okay, kind of, and like fighting it.
Yeah.
And
And
I
then
mean,
something
yeah,
like this comes along, it's like running into an explosion.
I feel like it's, I feel like it's affected. Like depression rates have spiked in British Columbia from this event specifically.
Mhm.
So when we like think about not
But
just the depression and madness that leads before an event like this, in the wake of it,
yeah,
there's the
but there
trauma in
is
the
one,
community, but there's the reverberations of it's just so dark that a lot of us are feeling it, man.
there's one reverberation that's good about it, and that is that it wakes up people that hadn't realized that it was affecting them. And then you have more sympathy for the ones that are left. And I hate to say that in the aspect of saying that when you lose somebody, then you all of a sudden realize how important they were. But that actually is one of the factors that will help
Well,
people
that may
to
be a
rise
thing that
above it.
happens, but I wouldn't call that a good thing.
No, I mean
Like that wouldn't be my
it might be a
language.
positive effect. It's not really it it's a way to accept it, I guess is what you would say. you know.
That's all we're always doing is trying to cope and talk our way through these things, right?
Mhm.
But I think you should share your song
Yeah. Well,
and
what
explain it.
inspired this song was Maya, the girl who's in the hospital in Vancouver. Her mother posted on um, the request for prayer that was mentioned earlier. And in that request, she said, that morning started like a day like any other. And it made me start thinking about all these different things. And then another thing and I mentioned it in the poem, a friend of mine who has PTSD from being in war in Afghanistan told me that when things like this when he hears a helicopter fly over it, he has to fight his PTSD urges. And I got to thinking, this is even more like a war zone than just hearing a helicopter fly by. So we have to consider that sympathy for those veterans who are traumatized as soon as they hear helicopters. You know what I mean? Anyway, this poem is called Their Final Winter Day. Was a morning like all others. Two siblings and their mother sat to breakfast on a snowy winter's day, and when two shots were fired, nobody took notice. It was something unexpected to happen in that place. It was a day like all others. Teenagers, sisters, brothers went to study like any day at school. And if someone had revealed that a weapon was concealed among them, they would have called him a fool. And then they found themselves staring down the barrel of a gun. So quickly it happened, there was nowhere to run. Someone managed to call 911. It was a day like many others, sergeants and officers doing duties and rounds like other times, when one took a call that energized them all from the terror in the voice on the line. It was a day like any other. Paramedics, nurses, and doctors did their rounds in their usual thorough way, but those who took the call could barely believe what they saw. It was like a battle zone for which they'd not been trained. And the medevac choppers landed near the place and sounding to veterans like memories erased of the sights from their hated times of war. It was a day like no other, as news channels were smothered with warnings. Stay secure, lock your doors. Police were scrounged from all the towns there around. They had one shooter and had to make sure there were no more. Was a day like any other. Then suddenly, a mother had to fly south to a city hospital to see her daughter with her head laying bandaged on the bed. If she recovers, they are not so sure at all. Everybody's life has changed in a few minutes on that day, with the schools now shut down and many hospital stays and 9 bodies to be laid in the ground. For it was a morning like all others. Two kids, a mom, 6 others awoke to their final winter day. I had to think about the pictures of Maya skating. And the fact that if she survives this, it'll be another year before she has a chance to have winter again.
Was my mic off that whole time?
For a while there it was, yeah. I
Oh
didn't see
my.
you talking though.
And did you hear
Well,
about if Mark Ingles was here, that means he would have finished up his segment right now.
if Mark Ingles was here, Frankie. So I was talking for a minute, but my microphone wasn't on, so that was silly. So what I was trying to say is the mental health crisis line is 310-6789. 310-6789. The National Suicide Crisis line is 988. That's 988. The Indigenous Crisis line is 1-800-588-8717.
That
That's
means in the rural areas.
1-800-588-8717. What's that, Frankie?
The police does, RCMP does wellness checks in rural areas of British Columbia.
Yeah, sometimes you do need to have someone checked in on. That
Like the
saved
RCMP
me.
of Lake Wells, British Columbia.
Saved me a wellness check did. Sometimes wellness checks don't go the way we like, so I don't always advocate that's your first thing you do, but it's better than the worst case scenario. The kids' help phone is 1-800-668-6868. That's 1-800-668-6868. And they deal with a lot of calls, and they're very good at it. So put that number out there. Leave it on the fridge for your kids. They might just take that with them somewhere and end up using it. And I'm sorry we had dead air. I'll probably have to edit that out for the radio show. But for you YouTubers, you're probably wondering, I see our view watcher count went down by like 50 people as soon as, someone, mic's off, someone said, so sorry about that, guys. I know how to ruin a good moment. I guess that was a moment of silence. That's what it was. I planned that. Well, I meant it to be a moment of silence, but I meant it to be about 5 seconds, and then instead I talked for 25 seconds to nobody.
Well, that's why I didn't start talking again right away when the poem ended. I wanted a moment of silence there.
I thought we failed to do it correctly, but still salvage the show. That's like the story of my arts career.
Oh, you do pretty good, Joey.
Yeah, story of the arts career there. Well, Frankie, where are you now, buddy?
At the A&W right now. I'm showing you Prince Street in Sydney.
What kind of Wi-Fi do they have at that A&W, Frankie?
Free Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's the free kind, is it? It's good they made it free these days, because back when you were stealing it, man, that was risky.
Did you hear this? And that means Mark Ingles would have done a segment by now if he was here.
Yeah, no, Mark's had I've been talking with Mark pretty regularly, but he's definitely been a very busy guy and under the gun lately, and he gets up so early, and he's got the kids, and I told him, until you get this section of your life sorted, you got to do what you got to do. So I'm sure in time he'll come and explain all that, but he's doing good, he's Mark. But it's grind time for people sometimes in their life and in their career.
That means on the meteorological weather report, after my weather report, then it's Brendan Health report, then Mark Ingles.
Yeah, generally that's how it would go. Meteorologist Mark, we miss him. We love you, Mark, if you're listening. Miss you, and we know. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going down to the AMS, the American Meteorological Society conference soon too. So maybe we'll get some footage from him soon from different parts of the world. Different parts of the world. Yeah, it's been tough. This has been every Thursday for the past month. Whenever we go live, there's just nothing going on. There is not one severe weather warning on the board in North America, for thunderstorms or snow squalls. For pretty much all the continents. There's a little bit. There's some things going on in Newfoundland, and that's it. There's a line of snow going through the Caribou right now, but it's raining probably at 97 Highway. That's it. There's this, and it's every week. But remember how last year at this time we'd come on and there would be 51 tornadoes happening on a Thursday night. We'd be like, watching the radar all night going, wow, holy, there's another one. It's just all summer was like that. Like we really have had some bad broadcasting weather this last little while. So there's a little bit of rainfall down by Kearsley and Alexandria at this hour, folks.
That means that one day the Rock Eagles will return.
He will. I guarantee it. Yeah, like I say, I talk to him regularly still, even though he's been kind of quiet in the group chat. He's not mad at nobody. And Joe was on tonight. You missed him. He wasn't on during the show. He was on in the pre-show.
If you was during the show, that means it could be Joe Stover report.
You know what he's doing right now? He won twice even. He's playing bingo at the Legion in Churchill, Manitoba right now. So he stepped out between bingo games to say hi for a couple minutes.
If Imogen was still on Meteorological Weather Report, Imogen would do her own segment.
Yeah, we miss having her around too, eh? I need to start getting everyone back on board. It's like I just do so little work for the show.
I missed Karen tonight. I thought she would have been on.
I thought Karen was coming for sure.
Yeah.
I know she had a lot she wanted to say about all this that's happened in Tumblr.
Yeah.
She got busy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brandon
I need to be more of a leader is what I'm saying. Like I've just
Brandon Helk also left.
Yeah, well he went to bed. But he told 14 bad dad jokes, Frankie. You missed it. Each one of them even unfunnier than the last. It was good. And even though none of us could get any of his jokes. We tried, we guessed, but we failed. No points for us. How can people find you on the internet, Frankie McDonald?
If you want to find me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie McD, and my Reddit is FrankDown94, and my X-Forming Twitter is at Frankie McD, and my Threads is at Frankie McD94, and my Linktree is Frankie McDonald, my Facebook is Frankie McDonald, my Instagram is Frankie McD94, my TikTok is FrankDown94, my Clapper is FrankDown94, my Twitch is FrankDown94, my Snapchat is Frankie MECDWin. My YouTube channel is Dr. Wolves, and my LinkedIn is Frankie McDonald. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Donald. You're listening to Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Atlantic.
That's the Comedy Meteorology Report. Yeah, I almost wanted to put the link out there and be like, hey, we try to, jump on the show, people. But then I realized, we just probably invite, the worst people by accident. It's we want the good people to come, but then the good people are like, oh, I shouldn't do that. That would be too much about me if I went on a radio show and talked. So instead you get somebody who's evil.
Somebody who would be mocking the policeman for being
mocking me
about their pronouns.
Mocking me. They'd be, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Don't mock me on my own show.
Yeah.
That's my job. To make fun of myself. Okay, well that's the radio episode for this week at least there. And it's not been good. I mean, it's not that I didn't like hanging out with you guys. I loved it, as usual. It's just in general I just feel like my brain got kicked in the head by a horse. That's how I think Carly's even watching right now. On top of all the bad things that happened this week in Tumblr, my dog has been having some seizures this last 24 hours. And we're going to go see the doctor tomorrow. So let's hope for Kenny that good things happen. I don't know what's going on with them. It's once every 5 or 6 hours or something, a short-lived seizure. And it's very concerning to me, obviously. So we're hoping the best for Kenny, but that's why, yeah.
Well, I have good news. My son's wife had twins this week, so I'm a grandpa twice over this year. So.
Well, that's a good way to end the radio show. Right there. Happy way to be a grandpa again there, Hilding.
And I'm going to wish all the listeners at Meteorological Weather Report happy Valentine's Day to all the listeners at Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday night.
Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Frankie, and also solidarity to everybody in Tumbler Ridge, BC strong, Tumbler Ridge strong. We're out. There we go. Recording stop. We're still alive though, Frankie, but Frankie's gone.
Oh yeah,
He's gone.
Yep. Well, I just thought I
Yeah.
had to throw a positive note in there when we had so much negativity at the end there. So.
Yeah, well, it's not a positive topic. It's just
Yeah, I
the
know it's.
unfortunate reality. It's like you just can't, and even anything that could foreseeably be like, well, someday maybe a positive thing will come out of it. It's like, well, you didn't need to have this to make a positive thing happen, like,
No, we don't
so
need it
therefore
to get positive.
yeah, therefore it's not, there's just no way to frame any single aspect in a way that's just not totally fucking awful.
Yeah, it's just hard to conceive.
What do I got here? Kelsey sent me something here. Oh, unfortunately, I can't read this small print without my glasses on. It's about Tumblr. Learning from Canadians, it's called. Fortunately, it's too small to read with my old eyes. Well, I can't make things big enough on my phone.
Yeah, that's my problem too.
You can set your phone text this big, but you can't set your article text necessarily.
No. Well, and if you set your phone text too big, you're scrolling around all over the place trying to find it and you lose your place too.
Yeah, poor Kenny. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, it happened late last night and I did not even know what to think. I was like, what is going on? Of course, I've been a first aider, trauma medic who's dealt with both strokes and with seizures. So like I pretty much knew quickly what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
But then it's like, why is my dog suddenly having a seizure?
Yeah.
So he's sleeping right now behind me.
Well, hopefully it gets better. I have to watch my son's two dogs here, sometimes three, but he took one of them with him as he went up to Telco to be with the family for a couple of days. He has a week off work, so.
Someone sent me this. Should I watch it? It's completely not about anything that we've been talking about.
Oh, sure.
But I'm curious now.
And on a curiosity note.
It's just like, there's certain people, they send you something, you're like, what's this? All right. Yeah. So I don't know. Let's find out. Let's watch together.
No sound?
Oh. Right. How about I fix that? Share sound. Okay, I'll set it back up. Brutal fail here.
Oh, that happens.
On the amateur hour, Joey only show. Let's see what she's saying here. Alleged, she says.
Everything in this video is alleged. It's 100% just a hypothesis, and I'm going public with this information because I believe that the Canadian public deserves an answer to this question. I was looking through the files, as one does, specifically this file, which is a list of wire transfers that occurred in April of 2016. And I was just wondering why Stephen Harper, the former Prime Minister of Canada's company, Harper and Associates Incorporated, received $1 million. Just wondering. These files appear to have been gathered as part of a criminal investigation. And even though this is redacted, this bank has been connected to Jeffrey Epstein. So it's not a crazy hypothesis to think this is Jeffrey Epstein's account paying Harper and Associates. And Harper and Associates was founded by Stephen Harper. It was incorporated December 23rd, 2015 by Stephen Harper, and it's still an active company even though Google says it's closed. So Stephen Harper's last day as the Prime Minister of Canada was November 4th, 2015. Harper and Associates is incorporated December 23rd, 2015. A $1 million payment is made in April of 2016 to a company that also is called Harper and Associates Incorporated. There's the date. But Stephen Harper didn't leave office until August 26, 2016. During my beep booping, I also found multiple other businesses that Harper is connected to by sitting on their boards. And what I found incredibly suspicious is that this man, in these bios about what he does, talks about how he's such a good ally to Israel. And there's just like no real reason to have that in these bios. I need to be proven wrong about this. CSIS, hello! If this is true, it means that the former Prime Minister of Canada was financially tied to Jeffrey Epstein and took a payment from Jeffrey Epstein while still in office. I need to be wrong about this. If not Harper and Associates Stephen Harper, why Harper and Associates Stephen Harper shaped?
Some interesting
Everything
allegations. Certainly. That's something to put on my next other channel. Maybe watch the Joey Only show. Maybe I'll dig in on my other channel into that.
I always thought there were some suspicious things going on with Harper.
Well, I don't know. You know what I think of that, but $1 million, that's, I don't know. We'll see. I'll dig into that one. We'll see what's to that. But there's the ties to Israel thing is where she's got it. Because Harper really pushed them. And that was everything that Epstein did was in their name. Like that's clear from what I've read. So I don't want to make this the political show. This isn't the Joey Only show. We are going to.
It's just an interesting side clip. I know.
We are going to look into that, I think, and maybe that will be an episode on my new channel, the Joey Only Show on YouTube. Go give it a subscribe, and if there's something to it, we'll talk about it. And if there's not, there's not. But it seemed pretty well put together. But I'm a skeptical man. I'm always a skeptical man. I need to dig in and see things to believe it. That's how I am. And there's a good reason I'm that way, because no one can fucking fool me, and you know that about me.
No, you do your research. That's why when I came up with this poem, I wanted you to review it before I made it public. And if I made it public on your show, then I knew that you thought my research was good enough for what you're doing there. And that makes it feel a little bit, because I have a tendency to sometimes not notice a piece of research that should be blaring me in the face, you know?
Mom says my original dog growing up had seizures.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always skeptical. And that's like, as you know, people try to, sometimes I don't know even things. Sometimes I'm not researched on something, and people are like, well, did you know this? I'm like, wait a second. I'm a critical thinker. What are you trying to pull on me? Mom says being quiet after the poem was awesome. I've been wanting to talk to you this week, Mom. So it's nice to see you. It's been dark in BC. It's been dark. It's been heavy, and there's things I need to talk to you about, I guess, on it. So this weekend we should do that. That's all I'm going to say to the person who sent me that. Is it's the ties to Israel that are interesting to me. That is a connection.
Have you seen the music of Martin Kerr?
I don't believe so.
He's in Edmonton, but it very definitely has an Irish accent. So he's a folk singer, and he made a whole e-production of popular Christmas songs that were parodied into God Rest Ye Merry Billionaires and Away in Bomb Shelters. Those are the two biggest ones. Look it up. It's really interesting. Like his words are just so eloquent in the way he puts them, and straightforward, and make you think. Like, he doesn't talk about the actual corrupt things. He talks about the effects that the people get from those things.
Right.
So when he talks about God rest you merry billionaires, he talks about all of the people that were fired or couldn't meet the expectations of their employers and got not enough pay to live on. When he talks about away in bomb shelters, makes one dig in the last line of the song. He says, but the Microsoft and Boeing shares are doing too well. So nobody's going to or Lockheed and Boeing shares, excuse me, Lockheed and Boeing shares, the two companies that create the jet fighters that are killing everybody in Palestine, right? But the whole thing, away in bomb shelters, is like it's so directly parodied of away in a manger, and yet it's dead on to what was happening in Israel. Like it just makes it come alive. Yeah.
No, I'm trying to get Mom to tell me, when was Jody having those seizures? Like, I only vaguely recall that now that you say it. Like, just recall the froth of the mouth or a reaction. I don't have any clear memory. I thought I'd never seen anything like that before. And now you say that, and I'm like, seem to have this memory of Jody actually going through that. Well, we're going to the vet tomorrow anyways.
Well, I remember the one time when I was growing up, we had a goat that had seizures, and they just got worse and worse, and then she stiffened up and died. And the vet said she had lead poisoning. But I hope that isn't the case with Kenny. That I shouldn't have even mentioned, I guess. But I mean, it's a possibility. You never know. We hope not. So many things that animals can get into in our society today, isn't there?
Well, I remember when Skaha got into that giant hogsweed and just fucking ate her face right off.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. I'm getting more stuff sent to me. More stuff sent to me. We got a Joey only show coming up, I think, on some of this topic. I got to look into some of this. The thing is, like, this is the topic that if like I make a video called this, I'll just basically be like blacklisted from YouTube.
Right. Because you got two politically
who
in
is sending
charge.
these media personalities on their free trips to Israel? Well, they're quietly actually being funded by the Israeli government. Oh boy. How does this tie to Jeffrey? Oh boy, there's some reading to do here. I don't read Hebrew, unfortunately, although my professor in university did. He is no longer alive. So I don't know
You
anybody
can't consult
anymore.
him anymore.
In fact, yeah, he could read ancient Hebrew. One of 7 people. Dr. Al Walters. I talked to you about Dr. Al Walters.
I think you mentioned him already, yeah.
Interesting. Oh, oh boy. We got some pictures of people to look at. Okay. We got different names being thrown on there. Carney says he'll arrest Netanyahu for war crimes. I've always been skeptical. He flew over Canadian airspace. They didn't exactly shoot his plane down. So that's not really comedy meteorology topic stuff. That stuff maybe we'll be putting on the Joey Only Show channel here pretty soon. Jody had seizures after she was hit by a car on 62 and lost her puppies and had seizures for a while. Yeah, I was very, very, very young when that happened. Like she was about a year old or something like that, or just over, maybe 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was a good dog. Yeah, Jody was a good dog. Yeah. Yeah, I remember because I seen her in the culvert.
Mm-hmm.
Mom's like just mentioning how she found them in the culvert out in 62. But I recall that. And we didn't know that she had puppies at the time, but she was going to have puppies. And then she never could after that. Shelly says her dog loved eating mushrooms. I used to love eating mushrooms too. Yeah. Definitely like the kind of mushrooms I was talking about. Dogs are already like that as it is. They're just like, wow.
Yeah. Oh, I had my truck rigged up with a cage on top of it this year when I went to the music festival at McBride, and my friend Jeff from Edmonton was like, "You ought to have some chickens in there." And then he got this crazy idea to write a song about feeding your chickens mushrooms and weed and making super eggs that were medicinal.
Make you get some eggs that get you all fucked up.
So we ended up writing a song about it. It's
You're like, hey
called
man, I want to do some eggs.
it's called Chicken Shit.
This is your brain on drugs, and it's like an egg frying.
It's called Chicken Chet. Okay, you get it.
Carly's saying her dog had too much salt from a French fry.
Oh yeah,
That caused it. Did he
Yeah.
get into something salty? I don't recall feeding him anything specifically salty. But they do run around for a few minutes here and there outside, and we're in a neighborhood, so you just, I don't
Yeah.
know. So to answer Carly's question that I couldn't answer because I was busy hosting the show earlier on the cell, it's probably not safe to give him out to breed right now if you have to look after a dog that might have a seizure.
Right.
So now he's even more depressed because he was really looking forward to
Getting
to
some.
fucking another purebred.
Oh yeah,
You know, he's a dog.
yeah. Oh well,
He's
we
a
gotta
dog.
take care of him.
Well, he is asleep, and I need to get some food into me, I suppose. And I mean, I have a lot
Okay.
of things I could be saying and going through, but if there was like 100 people in the stream right now, maybe I'd power through a whole bunch of weather maps. But instead,
Yeah.
my neck hurts, and maybe what I should do is eat food.
Yeah. No, it's a good time to shut down and go about life, I guess. It was nice being
Uh,
on again tonight, and I hope the poem was encouraging to anybody.
I think people loved it, Hilding, and they will. And go over to the Joey Only Show and subscribe to that, my new channel. It's growing fast.
Okay,
And maybe
it's
it's
a
got a
new
bigger
channel.
Yeah, it might have a higher ceiling for where Weather Dude can go in the long run.
Okay.
So what I'm doing is I'm completely separating my topics now, right? So
Right.
this channel is weather, wilderness,
And
emergency
comedy.
news. So
Mhm.
like when the emergency was going on, I was putting videos out on this channel. Stay in
Right.
shelter. Here's what I know so far. Here's what's credible that I know so far.
Mhm.
What I've confirmed. Right? So, but then once the event's over, now the discussion, except for tonight, I mean, tonight's discussion, a lot of it would more suit the other channel.
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of new videos I put up there, but especially the one yesterday I put up that
Mhm.
really looks into the mental health and just sort of the failure of this. Like basically, the system had a failure here. You
Mhm.
know, and maybe it's not a hard failure, like someone's guilty. But I mean, there's a young person who just slipped through the cracks completely. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, you can't even argue otherwise. I mean, look at the fucking result,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
how many other communities do we have youth of, you know, whatever their issue is, whatever their, you know, I say this having been one of the freak kids in school when I was young. It's the young artist freak kid that didn't fit in. And, you know, we had our own little punk rock scene and we had something that we could gravitate to. But in more rural and isolated places, people don't.
Well, I
You
mean,
know, and
and you had the absentee dad situation and stuff too, like he had, and you know what it's like to deal with that. Like
oh,
I
mom will
don't,
tell you.
but
I had a
what's that?
principal at our school, like I wanted to go right into that school and blast her. I was
Mm-hmm.
almost that insane, you know.
Yeah.
Mom took me out of that school for the better of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rest is history. I started getting, you know, I've been down the dark path many times, I guess, in life, but that was one
Mm-hmm.
point at which I could have gone down it irreversibly more so as a young person, you know, when you're in that development phase.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I understand what being alone, ostracized, bullied in school, and I'm not saying that this person was, you know, necessarily by, I don't know what the story is. I know how hard it can be. There's other kids out there who are in a position where, you know, they could maybe someday be the next perpetrator. And that's
By
why
what
we need
they
to have
were
open hearts and
posting.
open minds and build community
Yeah.
and have meaningful community. And now, you know, where everyone's more and more sucked into their phones and, you know, community is lost. And I say that living in a town that used to be very, very community oriented and has become more and more just a corporate mining town. And I
Yeah.
dislike the change in Wells immensely. And I don't feel like I have a community here the way I used to.
No, I've noticed it too. Yeah.
You know, and if that's that kind of stuff is happening around many places, industry towns, young people who are alienated and suffering and unable to get the help they need. And it's just all of us can do more to keep our eye out for who those kids are and do what we can. Maybe we can't save them all. Maybe we can get to
Well,
a few of them.
It was
Maybe the
obvious
next
that,
time, maybe the next time will be the one that we got to.
yeah. I mean, it was obvious that Jesse was looking for a way to get away from something, that he wasn't feeling satisfied just where he was. And that is the red flag there, that there needs to be some fulfillment given to a person like that somehow.
Small towns are really hard. Even good small
Yeah.
towns are really hard at this
Oh,
time
yeah.
of year in the winter. You know, I'm just saying, like, I don't, you know, there's a lot of youth out there still who maybe their crisis won't be something so extreme as this. Maybe they'll just kill themselves.
Yeah. But
You know,
even that,
like many kids that we knew growing up, including
Yeah.
you know, friends of ours who were not straight.
yeah.
So, you know, like, you know, and then I looked in I was watching the news today, and it's like in Quebec, there's a dad who killed his 2 kids and shot himself. And it's like, man, you know, these people grow up and
Well, 2 years ago this week is when my cousin shot himself. Like, you know, it's not that far
if we can
off.
reach a few, if we can
Yeah.
just by having softer hearts and more open minds and more acceptance of people, if we can save a few people, that might save even more people, you know, especially because some of these people we might reach are the ones who are going to go down the blaze of glory or are considering that, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, just lessons we can take from our own town or assess our own attitudes towards people around us,
Yeah.
you know, and just try to have understanding in our hearts.
Yeah.
But also realize we're in a modern age now where people are alienated and people are isolated, and you gotta, for your own safety, be aware of what's going on around you. And I
Yeah.
say this because I've often talked about people walk around like this, man, and I'm always the head
Yeah.
up one, looking at everybody, looking at everything, assessing up, down, looking. You know, I just
Mhm.
have this like constant thing in my head as a trauma, you know, person. What could go wrong here?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No, it's,
check it out. Make sure it doesn't go wrong. Okay, we're good. Mom loved your poem.
oh, well,
So I think I'm done. Love you, Mom. Miss you. And
Well,
I did
like
get the okay for us to do the trip. Just to put that out to you, Mom, so we can talk about that. That's the good news. I want to go spend more time with my mom.
Okay. Well, I guess that's the show then. Huh?
That's the show. Love you, Hilding. Hit like,
Yeah.
share, subscribe, everybody else. We'll see you next time. And like I say, go over to the Joey Only Show. Subscribe to my brand new channel. Let's build that up so that I'm not working for free for too long over there. But I felt like I needed to, and not just because it's tough on the viewers. Some viewers don't care about my politics. Some do, some don't. The big thing, though, really, I don't care about that so much. It's the algorithm. And it's not like I don't care about what you guys think, but it's like I'm just going to say what I say. But if the algorithm gets confused, it's like, are you a weather channel? What kind of people do I put this out to? Oh, you're not a weather channel. What kind of people do I put this out to? So it's hard for the YouTube robo geniuses that are slave masters that control our lives to understand who to send my video to.
Yeah.
right? So by separating my ideas in politics and history and philosophy into a different category, we can maybe just do better on both channels in the long run. And there's maybe a higher ceiling for that new channel, because I'm not just talking about Western Canada weather, and a lot of people don't care, but I can talk about anything in the world I want. So maybe it's got in the long run, a better future. Okay, everybody. Well, my sympathy again, my solidarity, thinking about y'all in BC, care about you all. Appreciate all your support over the years. Sending my sympathy, my condolences out to Tumbler Ridge, to all the first responders. I know that being a first responder is tough. I know that those things you take with you, you're the quiet heroes that show up and bandage the bodies and put people, strap them down for transport and load them off. You do all the hard, awful work in the moment that matters most, and that's why at least one person for sure has survived that wouldn't have, because of your dedication, your work, your effort, your timing. Can't thank you enough. You're always out there watching our backs there, ambulance people, fire people, and even our police officers too. When those moments come down, you're glad to have those guys run at that school first. I mean, that is incredible what they did, and they saved lives. So that's about all I can say before I get emotional, everybody. We'll see you next week right here in the channel, same time, 6:30.